Do you support Donald Trump?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yes, I do.
Okay.
And I was kind of going with what that girl was saying. The first time, what was her name, Ashley or whatever?
I'm
The
not
one you
sure.
were just, the one you were just talking to.
I think so. I'm not quite sure. I didn't really
Yeah.
know. I'm not really good with names.
No, but yeah, I support Donald Trump for. Hold on one second, he's my dog. Stop it. No, I support Donald Trump because, um, like, I mean, and I'm a low income person, but
Hello, I can't hear you. Hello?
hear me? Sorry, I was getting a call.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So like, could you name like a
No,
pop?
so yeah, I was saying like I support him and I'm a low income person. Like I'm on disability because I have multiple sclerosis. And like I mean, I don't feel like what you're saying, like with the tax stuff and everything, like that he's trying to do that.
Well, prices
Like
are
maybe
going up,
the
and he has placed tariffs
Republicans
on
are.
specifically pharmaceuticals, for example, which would impact people who rely on pharmaceutical.
That's true. I'm not really see I have multiple sclerosis, but I'm more of a homeopathic person versus like the medicine. I think the pharmaceutical industry is messing people over and the doctors are too a little bit. It's all a business.
So, do you think that you know more than doctors?
I'm not saying I know more than doctors, but I'm telling you that doctors are just like you and me.
Okay. Well,
And
doctors have done research, right, and they have medical degrees in the specific matter, right? So obviously they would be able to make accurate determinations on what would be best for people's health.
right, but let me tell you, like I have MS, and like when I took the medicine, I was pretty shitty. And when I didn't, I'm not on no medicine, zero medicine right now, and I'm doing better than I was when I was taking their $100,000 medicine that they wanted me to take that they were giving me for free
Okay,
with
that might be the case in your
Medicaid.
individual circumstance. I don't know how to specifically know that for your individual
Right.
circumstance, but obviously doctors in general would determine what's going to be best for the individual. So people should talk to their doctor specifically and to do specifically what their doctors say, as that's incredibly important information that they can take into account in terms of the health of their life, right? Because they can't judge that themselves. They don't have a degree in the matter, and doctors would be significantly better at doing so. So I would say people should trust their doctors. They should go to their doctors and they should have conversations. And if you have questions, you can ask them, and your doctors will answer them oftentimes. So like they're always willing to clarify, at least in my understanding, in my history, like my history engaging with doctors.
Yeah, I mean, I trust me, I get it. I trust me, I know that doctors do know, you know what I mean? They know stuff, but I also feel it's a money making business and they're scamming a lot of people. And there's things out there like, so that was what I wanted to tell
If they
you.
were
Like,
scamming people, wouldn't they get medical malpractice lawsuits?
no, because it's as an
Yes.
industry. Like as an industry though, like what I'm telling you is like the people that are higher up than you, like all these people that are super high up, like they figure out like, hey, you know what? This person has a multiple sclerosis or this person has diabetes. So this is how we're going to give them medicine for the rest of their life to keep them, at bay, but like it's going to harm them. Like you tell me the multiple sclerosis medicine, like the baclofen and the Lyrica and all that stuff, that causes numbness and tingling. But MS is numbness and tingling in certain parts of your body. So why would you take something,
So hold on,
and I
let me
go
clarify.
through that with my neighbor all the time.
So I'm not to say that there's no side effects from from the medicines that are specifically prescribed, but what the doctors indicate is that the risks specifically are going to be outweighed by the benefits. That's why specifically they're going to grant it for some people, right? It wouldn't make sense to give me medicine to treat that, because it wouldn't be the case that the risks would be exceeded by the benefits,
No, but I'm telling you,
right?
like, okay, if I have multiple sclerosis and my legs are like when I first got it in 2015, my legs were tingling and whatever for like 6 months. And they gave me baclofen. And baclofen, if you're on it for more than 6 months, causes numbness and tingling of your limbs. So why would they give you a medicine that causes that?
Well, that's something you should talk to your doctor about, right? Like I wouldn't know specifically like why the doctor is prescribing you in the specific circumstance in relation to your individual health, that specific, right? That's something that you need to have a conversation with your
Well, that's
doctor
what
about,
they give
not
to, but
Parker
they,
get a job on TikTok live.
no, listen, I'm just talking to you. I'm not,
No. I understand us having a conversation, but the point that I'm making is that those conversations are best suited for doctors to answer, and especially when we're talking about like literally just denying doctors in general, like what you specifically brought up earlier, saying that you don't even believe in doctors and medical science in general. That's specifically going to lead to misinformation
Well, I
being
didn't
spread
say I
and
didn't,
people
no.
engaging in a greater distrust of health professionals when they should be trusting health professionals because they do
But I
actively
did
have
not,
good
I did,
information.
but I did not say that I didn't believe in science and medical findings and things like that. I
I'm pretty
said
sure you
that.
did.
No, I said that I think that like it's a money-making industry and they're choosing to pick things that keep people paying for it. Like if you go to Canada, right? Like the medical field is messed up, right? Because it's all free. Everyone's healthcare is free. But I had a guy, I was in an Uber and he
Here,
told
let
me,
me just clarify. If they could cure someone and they specifically were deciding just to give them symptomatic medicine specifically, right, that they knew was going to harm their health to a greater extent, they would get medical malpractice lawsuits. Okay, that would cost more than the amount that they would profit specifically by trying to sell you those things. That's what we've created within the context of our law system to ensure that there isn't that type of profit incentive specifically to engage in such behavior. We have mechanisms set up to establish behaviors to reduce that from happening. That's called medical malpractice lawsuits.
yeah, I understand, but a malpractice law, they're not going to, it's just, I'm just saying for me, because you asked me, do I support Trump or Kamala Harris, which I
Kamala.
don't even know who's still talking about her.
The
She's
reason why
not
we're
going to
talking about
win.
that is because I'm trying to get you to realize that you made the wrong decision so that like when you have future elections, specifically in a candidate that has similar policies to Kamala Harris, that you'll make a different type of determination.
Yeah, but I don't feel I made the wrong decision. And even though the government's shut down right now, I don't feel that he's a bad, like, I don't feel that at all.
Okay,
And
so
I have friends
yeah, I
that are
understand, but I'm
done.
trying to get you to a determination where you do understand that you made a bad decision. And by the way, here, I'm going to let you respond real quick. I'm running downstairs to grab something. I'll still be able to hear you because I have it on my phone.
Yeah, no problem. No, I don't feel I made a bad decision. I really don't. And I feel that for me, like when you hear him talk or speak, I really do feel that he cares about the American people and that he cares about people. He's very godly. Do you believe in God?
No, I don't. I do not believe in God. Secondly, I think that I don't think he's godly. I think he's the opposite of godly within like every respect possible. I mean, this guy has specifically cheated on every single one of his wives. This guy consistently lies all the time. He's a pathological liar.
I mean, I don't know him personally, neither do you. Nobody does, except for but like I'm saying what he said to us, like, which I do
He's
believe,
also
like
said that
when
he's never asked God for forgiveness. Did you know that?
uh
He couldn't name his favorite verse in the Bible. He said that he valued the New Testament and the Old Testament equally.
okay, well, I mean, no, I did not know that. I just know that he made a speech that when he almost got assassinated, that he believes God has sent him here to
Yeah,
help
obviously
him.
he was gonna grift and say that God saved him in order to make money off of that, in order to get influence off of that and power. But he doesn't actually believe that, right? I think that's obviously ridiculous because if he did believe that, then he believes that God redirected the bullet into the firefighter that was behind him. Why couldn't God have redirected the bullet into the ground?
Well, but who
God just
shot?
preferred to God just preferred to kill them for no reason.
No, I didn't say that, but it's just like when my uncle died in 2015 of, you know
Oh,
what
you
I
can't say that on
mean?
live. I have to kick you and go to the next person because you can't say that on live. It's TikTok TOS.
Oh, I'm
I apologize. You can come up on a future day. If you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay. And why do you support Donald Trump?
Okay, well, so I had a different thing coming, but just like to tag off of what they were talking about, like, so to say one is better than the other, and then because I guess you were saying that, or you didn't even get to finish saying, you just kicked him, but you said that um, one is better than the other, or like, so why is Donald Trump being so crucified for what he
Harris
did?
is better. Harris is better. That's what we're saying.
No, no, no. So what I'm saying is why is why is he getting crucified for and the other guy isn't?
Clinton's not running for president, and Donald Trump was held civilly liable for unanimously amongst a jury of 9 people. We're not supporting Clinton for president right now. Clinton was impeached for the cheating in the Oval Office.
Yeah. So okay. Anyways, okay. I was just trying to see what your outlook on that was because you didn't answer it. So the other thing is so my question to you is why are these lives going? I guess my thing is so Trump's in, right? Correct. So and I mean after this term he's completely done.
Well,
right?
Yes, but he hasn't been able to say that he wouldn't specifically do a third term. So he might specifically try, or at least try to have some type of influence within that respect. Secondly, it's important to get people to address that they shouldn't have voted the way that they did, or regret their vote, so that it carries over to the next election cycle. Once we know who the candidate's going to be for the next election cycle, it will obviously change to why do you support that specific candidate. But as of right now, of course, we're going to talk about the president of the United States, as that's going to carry over to be like a majority specifically of the people who are going to be voting in the Republican primaries the next time around.
Okay, so I got you. I guess what I'm saying is like though. So say that once we do find out who the candidates are, and you said it'll change, but I guess like, I guess my question to you, okay, do you agree with this or not? That the president status, like being the president of the United States, used to be like this high, like wonderful thing, and then now we come down and we don't have very good candidates. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think Donald Trump running, makes it seem significantly less professional, and I think that Kamala Harris was a qualified candidate.
Yeah,
Attorney
so I think
General, prosecutor, right? She was specifically a senator. She was a vice president.
okay, I mean valid, but I was talking about before the vice presidency, like before that. But like, I guess what I'm saying is
Senate, Attorney General, District Attorney,
oh,
prosecutor.
I got you. But so no, the thing that hurt her was that her whole campaign, like there was never like really a clear thing other than helping the middle class. Like that was her.
She
big
wanted
push.
to help the middle class. Donald Trump wanted to help the rich.
Which I mean, this is historically proven that when a Republican steps into office, right, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, right? That's essentially the outlook on it, correct?
Well, that's specifically what Trump's advocating for. He's advocating for more taxes on poor people. He's advocating for less taxes on rich people.
Okay, so when we talk about taxes, though, it goes into a percentage rate, correct? Off of what you make total. Like your total amount of money you make, right? That determines what tax bracket you're in. And the tax brackets are what he's changing, correct?
He's also increased tariffs. Tariffs have a regressive negative impact on lower and middle income individuals because they spend a greater proportion of their income on consumer goods.
Okay, correct. But what I'm saying is so I guess what I'm asking you is so you believe that because a person is rich, they should have to pay more of their percentage of money in.
Wait, say that again?
So because somebody's rich, they should have to pay more of a percentage of their money than somebody middle class, than everybody just paying the same percent.
Yeah, because I mean they spend a lesser of their cost of living in terms of necessities and things that they need in terms of cost of living.
So, but okay, if they have all that money, like how is their cost of living cheaper?
Well, it is the case that in terms of necessities, right? Oftentimes people who make more money will decide to spend more, but we're saying in terms of what the necessities would cost for you to be able to get everything that you would need in terms of cost of living, right? It is the case that it would be a lower proportion of their income, meaning that like we're going to be taxing their disposable income.
Okay. So I guess what I'm saying though is that like I don't feel as if so say you end up you get a great job, you start making a lot of money. Now that I'm having to pay more than somebody else because I was successful in what I did.
Yeah,
I mean, I mean, so
dude, that's just the world we live in, and I would prefer taxes to be placed on the rich and wealthy than the taxes to be placed on working families trying to get by. Like seriously, like think about it. Like who do you want the taxes placed on? Do you want the taxes placed on the people who need the help, or do you want the taxes placed on those that are already doing great and are going to do great regardless?
but well, what I'm saying is, you say doing great regardless.
Yes,
That
great
I don't.
regardless.
So I mean, if we just start taxing the shit out of them, then that
I'm sorry.
doesn't
I'm sorry.
work.
Yes, it does. It totally works.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, okay, so somebody that has built
And
up
by, and
and
by the
is
way,
successful.
tax out of them. I mean, like at the highest levels of income, you're making millions and millions of dollars a year. You paying 50% of your specific income is not that big of a deal when you make millions of dollars in a year. Okay, I would prefer that than specifically the current system that we have right now, where they're getting away at the highest levels of income with specifically paying exorbitantly low rates, like lower than the middle class in terms of effective tax rates. Or the top 400 billionaires pay a lower effective tax rate than the working class of this country, according to the Washington Post.
Okay, so I mean, so okay, I see what you're saying, and I mean, other people comment, "I'm never going to make millions." It's not about me; it's about America. Like, get it together, figure it out. So the other thing is I just don't feel as if taxing more to them, like what the thing is. First of all, like going back to it, like then you're going against what America is built off. Uh, so has there not always been division based on income, right?
Wait, has there only ever been taxes on income? No, there's been
No,
taxes
no,
in
no,
other
no, no, no,
ways.
no, 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 no. That's not what I said. I was saying, but so like I feel like America was built on like economy or economical. Um, trying to think of the word. Like, so I guess what I'm saying is like, so I feel like America was built on and like has been like through all presidents, right? That there is a so like an economical division as far as like the rich live here, the poor live here. Correct?
Um, uh, yes, like there's been division based upon class in our society. Like the rich live in certain areas around the world that are significantly more expensive, right? Due to this class division, people who are lower income live in other areas. Yes. What's your point?
Okay, so
You're
my
just talking
point
about
behind
economic inequality.
yes, correct. But what I'm saying is if it was changed by anybody, right, by any president, Democrat or Republican, why would we still have that, right? So clearly that there
What? What are you saying?
I'm saying that
You're
you know
saying
you're
that we're gonna have
claiming
class division either way? Is that what you're arguing?
yes, correct.
So doesn't that, should it, even if we have class division? So what's your point? I'm not arguing to get rid of the class division. I'm saying that we should specifically try to reduce income inequality, create a better standard of living for everyone. I'm not saying that everyone lives in a mansion, right? That's not the argument.
Okay, I misunderstood what you were saying then. But all right, that's all I got.
Okay. So then, like, what's your point here? Like, why do you care so much to defend rich people?
No, no, no. It's not. It's not. I'm not trying to defend rich people, right? I'm saying that I feel like the
You're defending the greed of the rich rather than feeding the poor.
incorrect.
That's exactly what you're doing now. That's what this policy is. This policy is reverse Robin Hood. It takes money from the poor and gives to the rich. That's what Donald Trump's policies does, right? When you replace a progressive tax structure, income tax, with a regressive tax structure, tariffs, that's just reverse Robin Hood, taking from the poor, giving to the rich.
No, so what I'm saying though is that there are different tax brackets, right? Correct. So What I'm saying is when you get into those tax brackets, and depending on what tax bracket you fall under, right? So why should somebody that makes more money than others be the like? I don't understand why a person that makes more money should be taxed more than
Because
somebody
they
who
can
makes.
afford it. They can afford it to a
But what
greater
I'm saying
extent.
is, but it breaks down to smaller decibel. I'm not talking about just the millions
Dude,
and the
you would
billions,
pay
right?
you would pay less in taxes if Harris were in office. You make less than $400,000 a year, most likely, right? If you make less than $400,000 a year, then it is the case that you would have lower taxes because Kamala Harris is going to keep all of the tax cuts that were imposed through the TCJA for income earners under $400,000 a year, and was only going to increase taxes on income over $400,000 a year.
Okay.
So, like, you're advocating for your taxes to be increased to reduce taxes on people's income over $400,000 a year.
So
Think about
no,
that.
what I'm advocating is when you break it down into like the actual percentage that my tax bracket is taxed at, it does go up. I do get taxed at a higher percentage when Biden was in office.
Okay, so that
Then
was under Donald.
then two
That
classes
was
below
under
me.
Donald Trump's tax plan.
Okay, so he didn't do anything with the tax plan.
Yeah, it was Donald Trump's tax plan. So
Okay,
explain to me why you're mad about
so
you
let me
paying more
explain.
in taxes under Trump's tax plan.
Okay, so let me explain to this then. So then what did Donald Trump use his first term? Because I was getting taxed less then and making the same amount of money.
Both of that was the TCJA. The TCJA was still in effect throughout 2025, throughout 2025.
Okay. That's I got on here to talk about taxes. So, all right.
Okay, but like, wait, so oh, he just left. So he was just complaining about his taxes under Trump, and then was saying that he was going to vote for Donald Trump because he didn't like the taxes that came from Donald Trump's tax cuts. Okay, interesting.